Good day everyone. The topic nga akong i-discuss karon kay it's all about cooking methods. So, some of you doesn't know what is cooking methods, right? So, ang cooking methods are technique to transform raw food using different forms of heat. And these are the different forms of heat nga akong i-discuss karon. Number 1, microwave cooking. Number 2, cooking sous vide. Number 3, molecular gastronomy. And naasad ang summary of cooking terms. So I will start my discussion in microwave cooking. So what is microwave cooking? Microwave cooking refers to the use of a specific tool rather than to a basic dry heat or moist heat cooking method. The microwave oven is used mostly for heating prepared foods and for thawing raw or cooked items. However, it can be used for primary cooking as well. Microwave oven models range in power from about 500 watts up to about 2000 watts. The higher the wattage, the more intense the energy the oven puts out and the faster it heats foods. So in short, ang microwave oven kay pamaagi na siya sa pagluto nga nag-use og electromagnetic waves to excite water, fat, and sugar molecules in food, then paspasad ni siya makaluto sa pagkaon. Nya na ni siya advantage. Ang advantage niya kay the fast cooking times and lack of added water can help retain more vitamins and minerals in food compared to other cooking methods. Yang disadvantage kay microwaves are not effective at browning food and can lead to soggy textures in certain items like bread or pizza. And the next topic is cooking sous vide. Cooking sous vide is a method of vacuum sealing food in pouches and cooking it in a precisely temperature controlled water bath, a technique meaning under vacuum in French. This approach ensures even tender cooking by preventing overcooking and can also enhance food's flavor and nutritional value. In simplest terms, this food preparation technique is a two-step process. Number 1, vacuum pack the food item plus any seasonings or marinades in an appropriate plastic bags. Number 2, cook the food item while in the bag at a constant low temperature, usually in a special water bath. So ang cooking sous vide guys, luto nga ibutang ang pagkaon sa plastic bag, then tarungon pagsirado, unya lutoon sa init nga tubig nga kontrolado sa ng temperature. Precision cooking. Precision cooking. Precision cooking is a modern technique that uses controlled temperature to achieve consistent doneness and high-quality results. Sous vide is the most common method where food is vacuum sealed and cooked in a water bath. As an example, vacuum pack the lamb loin in plastic, and place it in a water bath heated to an exact 140-degree Fahrenheit or 60-degree Celsius. The temperature of the lamb would never go above that temperature, no matter how long we left it in the water bath, and it would be at exactly the same doneness from outside to center. So, precision cooking uses exact, consistently controlled temperature to cook food to a specific level of doneness, making it difficult to overcook. Sous vide applications. Sous vide cooking is such a new science that chefs are only beginning to explore its possibilities. Techniques will surely evolve and change in years to come. Nadiri ang tender meats and poultry. Tender meats and poultry are usually cooked in a water bath heated to exact doneness temperature desired. The lamb loin described above is a typical example. Cooking temperature usually range from 140-degree to 149-degree Fahrenheit or 60-degree to 65-degree Celsius, although higher or lower temperatures are also used, and cooking times may range from 20 to 60 minutes or sometimes longer. Thawed meats. Thawed meats can be cooked to tenderness while retaining more moisture than if they were braised or simmered. Cooking temperatures range from 140-degree to 158-degree Fahrenheit, 65-degree or 70-degree Celsius. These temperatures are much lower than usually braising temperatures, but they are high enough to break down connective tissue. Fish and seafood. Cooking procedures are similar to those tender meats, but often with even lower temperatures and or shorter cooking times. Typical cooking temperatures may range from 122 degrees to 140 degrees Celsius, or 60 degrees to 60 degrees Celsius, or sometimes higher, with cooking times as short as 10 to 15 minutes. Use only the freshest, cleanest fish and and serve it immediately after cooking. Vegetables. Vegetables can benefit from sous vide techniques, especially those that discolor when exposed to oil such as artichokes. Vegetables are usually cooked at 185 degrees Fahrenheit or 85 degrees Celsius. So naasa ni siya safety factors guys kay dili ni siya safe kani gamito ng cooking sous vide kung dili mo follow aning iyahang kaning safety factors. So safety factors, working with vacuum packed foods increases the health dangers caused by anaerobic and facultative bacteria that can grow without oxygen. Because cooking temperatures are so low, there is danger that bacteria will not be killed if cooking is not carefully done. The following steps summarize the most important aspect of these safety rules. So, importante gud ni siya makaiba mo aning safety factors kay sous vide cooking requires knowledge of safety factors, precise temperature and time to ensure pathogen destruction like salmonella and listeria and prevent bacterial growth in the danger zone. This is especially crucial because of the extended cooking times often used. So number one, know the rules for sous vide set up by your local health department and follow them carefully. Health departments usually require that you establish a hazard analysis critical control point system for sous vide cooking. Number two, use only the freshest, most wholesome foods from reputable purveyors. Number three, chill all foods thoroughly before vacuum packing. If you stir a food item before packing, chill it after stirring and before packing. Number four, after packing, cook the food at once or immediately refrigerate it at 38 degrees Fahrenheit or 3.3 degrees Celsius or lower, or even better, freeze it. Number five, after cooking, serve the food immediately or chill it as quickly as possible in an ice bath or a blast chiller. Number six, though cooked food frozen its package in the refrigerator. So I'm done discussing what is cooking sous vide. So let's move on to molecular gastronomy. So what is molecular gastronomy? Molecular gastronomy is a discipline that explores and manipulates the physical and chemical process of cooking to create new and artistic food experiences, often involving techniques like spherification, foams, dehydration, and liquid nitrogen to transform familiar ingredients into unexpected textures and presentations. Avant-garde technique and ingredients. The chef may use this technique. Avant-garde techniques and ingredients. The chef may use these techniques to change familiar food into unfamiliar forms, to make unexpected combination of foods, or to make one food look like another. Tricking the dinner expectation is another way the chef draws attention to flavors and aromas. Just a few of the better known and the most talked about of these techniques are non-traditional thickeners. In addition to the traditional starches, chefs have new ways to thicken sauces and to change the textures of liquids. Some of these thickening agents work without heating and are simply blended with a cold liquid. This allows that the chef to create sauces and other liquids with a fresh and cooked taste. So ang kaning non-traditional thickeners kay mao ni ang mga laing-laing pamaagi nga gamiton aron mohatag og body sa pagkaon, like for example hydrocolloids like xanthan gum, agar-agar, carrageenan, guar gum, and locust bean gum, as well as starches such as arrowroot and sweet rice flour, which offer different textures and stability compared to cornstarch or flour. So, foams, froths, and bubbles. Liquids can be stabilized with gelatin, lecithin, and other ingredients, and then used to create foams by whipping or using a special dispenser charged with nitrogen gas. A well-made foam adds an additional flavor dimension to the dish without adding bulk and an interesting texture as the foam dissolves in the mouth. So ang kaning foams, froths, and bubbles kini kay mga teknik sa pagluto nga nagamit og hangin aron mahimong gaan ug lutaw ang texture sa pagkaon. Kasagaran ni siya makita sa mga kanang moderno nga pagkaunan bitaw. Then gels. Gels, turning a liquid such as a vegetable juice or raspberry puree into a solid not only give it a different texture but also allows the food to be cut into many shapes, enabling different visual presentations. Regular gelatin can be used as well as other gelling agents such as agar-agar, which is derived from red alg. Drying and powdering. Drying a food and Drying and powdering. Drying a food intensifies its flavor and, of course, changes its texture. Eating a piece of apple that has been cooked and then dehydrated until crisp is very different from eating a fresh fruit slice. If the dehydrated food is powdered, it becomes yet another flavor and texture experience. When maltodextrin or tapioca maltodextrin is mixed with fat, it changes to a powder because maltodextrin dissolved in water. Peanut butter or olive oil that has been changed to a powder changes back to an oil in the mouth. So spirification. These techniques create spurs of liquid contained inside a thin gel wall. This is achieved by submerging a liquid containing sodium alginate into a calcium chloride or calcium lactate bath or direct method, or by placing a calcium-enriched liquid into a sodium alginate solution or reverse method. The reaction between the alginate and calcium forms a thin gel like a membrane around the liquid while the inside remains fluid. The result is burst in the mouth sensation that enhances both flavor presentation and dining experience. So spirification, in short, turns liquids into caviar. Like spurs with gelled membranes using a gelling agent, or like sodium alginate in a calcium salt solution. So nakoy pakita ninyo nga short video kung So balik ta dire. So kuan ko ganang so ako ni-explain ang spherification, no. Ang spherification kay turns liquid into caviar like spheres with gelled membranes using a gelling agent like sodium alginate and a calcium salt solution. Nya, ang dehydration, guys, kay removes moistures to intensify flavor and create crispy textures like fruits, dust, or vegetable chips. Yang liquid nitrogen kay used for flash freezing ingredients, creating ultra smooth ice cream since tiny ice cream crystals form or fragile, smoky, crispy texture on ingredients like mouse or small pieces of fruits. Sorry. So nanata diri sa some of the specialized ingredients used in molecular gastronomy. Nadiri ang agar-agar. Agar-agar kay a common Finnish food product. Using agar-agar is a type plant-based jelly like the Japanese dessert canteen or vegan panna cotta. Yeah. Calcium lactate and calcium chloride, carrageenan, guar gum. Muna siya mga ingredients, guys, anang katong spherification, dehydration, o liquid nitrogen. Ethyl cellulose, derived from plant fiber, it has long been used as dietary fiber supplement. Yeah, sodium alginate, derived from plant fiber, it has long been used as a dietary fiber supplement. It is an unusual thickener and gelling agent because it thickens as it's heated and thins out of melts cold. Napo diri ang soy lecithin, a powerful emulsifier. Lecithin is the component of egg yolks that makes mayonnaise possible, also extracted from soybeans. Lecithin is used to stabilize many mixtures that would separate without it. Tapioca and maltodextrin is used by chefs, especially in molecular gastronomy, to turn high-fat ingredients like olive oil, peanut butter, or melted bacon fat into a light powder that dissolves into the tongue. It also works as a thickener, bulking agent, and flavor carrier in products such as powdered drink mixes, gluten-free foods, sauces, dressing, and puddings, frozen desserts. Yeah, napodri ang Ultratex 3, a modified food starches extracted from tapioca. The name is a trademark of the National Starch Company, which makes it Ultratex 3 thickens cold liquids without heating. If the thickened liquid is poured into a thin layer, it dries to form a thin film or sheet. Xanthan gum. The common finished product is xanthan gum, a white or yellow fine powder used primarily as a thickener, stabilizer, and emulsifier in foods like salad dressing, sauces. So nanata sa summary of cooking terms. The following is the list of terms that describe ways of applying heat to food. Number 1, bake. To cook foods by surrounding them with hot, dry air, similar to roast, but the term bake usually applies to bread, pastries, vegetables, and fish. Barbecue. Number 1, to cook with dry heat created by the burning of hard wood or by the hot coals of this wood. 2, loosely, to cook over hot coals such as on a grill or spit, often with a seasoned marinade or basting sauce. Blanch, to cook an item partially and very briefly in boiling water or in hot fat. Usually a preparation technique to partially cook French fries or other foods before service. To prepare food freezing or to remove undesirable flavors. Boil, to cook in water or other liquid that is bubbling rapidly about 212 degree Fahrenheit or 100 degrees Celsius at sea level and at normal pressure. Braise. Number 1. To cook covered in a small amount of liquid, usually after preliminary browning. 2. To cook certain vegetables slowly in a small amount of liquid without preliminary browning. Sorry sa bakang mga manok diri guys. Broil. To cook with radiant heat from above. Deep fry. To cook submerged in hot fat. Deglaze. To swirl a liquid in a sweet pan, roast pan, or other pan to dissolve cooked particles of food remaining on the bottom. Dry heat. Cooking methods in which heat is conducted to foods without use of moisture. Fry. To cook in hot fat. Glaze. To give shine to the surface of a food by applying a sauce, aspect, sugar, or icing, and or by browning or melting under a broiler or salamander or in an oven. Griddle. To cook on a flat, solid cooking surface called griddle. Grill. To cook on an open grid over a heat source. Methods in which heat is conducted to foods by water or other liquid except fat or by steam. Pan broil. To cook uncovered in a skillet or sweet pan without fat. Sorry, sa budget king mga manok. Pan fry. To cook in a moderate amount of fat in an uncovered pan. Empapillote. Wrap in paper or sometimes foil for cooking so the enclosed food is steamed in its own moisture. Parboil. To cook partially in a boiling or simmering liquid. Parcook. To cook partially by any method. Pouch. To cook gently in water or other liquid that is hot but not actually bubbling. 160 degree to 180 degree Fahrenheit or 71 degree or 82 degrees Celsius. Reduce. To cook by simmering or boiling until the quantity of liquid decreased, often to concentrate flavors. Roast. To cook foods by surrounding them with hot, dry air in an oven or on a spit in front of an open fire. Sweet. To cook quickly in a small amount of fat, usually while mixing or tossing the foods by occasionally flipping the pan. Sear. To brown the surface of a food quickly at high temperature. Simmer. To cook in water or other liquid that is bubbling gently, 185 degree or 205 degree Fahrenheit or 85 degree to 96 degrees Celsius. Smoke roast. To cook with dry heat in a presence of smoke as an rack over wood chips in a covered pan. Sous vide. Vacuum pack refers to techniques for cooking foods that are packed under vacuum in plastic bags. Steam. To cook by direct contact with steam. Stew. To simmer or braise a food or foods in a small amount of liquid, which is usually served with the food as a sauce. Stir fry. To cook quickly in a small amount of fat by tossing cut up foods in wok pan with spatulas or similar implements, similar to sweet except the pan is stationary. Sweat. To cook slowly in fat without browning, sometimes under a cover. And that's all guys. Thank you.